When I found out my family called me. Their piggy bank, I cut them off. Now they're falling apart and I'm building my dream life. Let me tell you guys, family drama hits different when money's involved. 4 years I've been bankrolling my mom and brother while putting my own life on hold. No joke, I was living in this cramped one-bedroom apartment, driving a beater Toyota with 200K miles on it, all while funneling half my paycheck to family emergencies. I work in tech sales, make decent money, but I've been living like I'm fresh out of college just so they could live large. My brother Dylan? That dude hasn't held down a job for more than 3 months since forever. My mom? Always one designer, bag away from happiness if you know what I mean. Everything changed last month at my cousin Amber's birthday dinner. I couldn't make it because, surprise, I was working overtime. My best friend Jess was there though, and she caught something on video that flipped my whole world. There's my mom, 3 margaritas deep, laughing with my aunts. Why would I worry about bills when I've got my little piggy bank? Then Dylan chimes in, for real, all I gotta do is call sis crying about rent, and boom, Cash App notification. Everyone's cracking up while he's demonstrating his fake sob voice. Please sis, just this once, I swear I'll pay you back. Jess sent me that video with a WTF message, but it disappeared 10 minutes later. Someone must have made her delete it. Too late though. I'd already saved it. That night I couldn't sleep. Just lay there staring at my ceiling fan that's been making that annoying click 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 for months because I couldn't afford to replace it. Meanwhile, Dylan's posting Instagram stories from some rooftop bar downtown. I started making a list on my phone of everything I'd paid for. Mom's car repairs, $2,800. Dylan's last rent emergency, $100 and $200. Mom's credit card bill because they raised the interest rate unfairly, $3,400. It just kept going. The grand total made me physically sick, over $67,000 in the past 4 years. Next morning, I made a decision. No drama, no big announcement. I was gonna play the long game. 2 weeks later, like clockwork, Mom called. Sweetie, rent's due Friday and I'm a little short. You know how it is with inflation these days. Can you send $800? You're our treasure, honestly. I took a deep breath. Sorry, Mom, I can't this time. Dead silence. Then, what do you mean? You can't? Is everything okay? Did something happen at work? Not concern for me. Panic that her ATM might be broken. Everything's fine. I just can't help this month. 3 hours later, Dylan's blowing up my phone. What's your problem? Mom's freaking out about rent. Stop being so selfish. Family comes first, remember? I just texted back, can't help this time, then turned off notifications and poured myself a glass of the good wine I'd been saving. Not gonna lie, it felt amazing watching those raid receipts come in with no response from me. Next day, it escalated. Mom called crying that they might have to kick Dylan out because they couldn't cover rent without my contribution. My dad, they're divorced, called saying I was being heartless. The family group chat blew up with vague posts about certain people forgetting where they came from. I stayed quiet, watching the meltdown. Years of manipulation tactics that would have had me running for my checkbook before, and now, nothing. I felt absolutely nothing except maybe a little satisfaction. Update. Y'all, the support in these comments is blowing my mind. To those asking if I've confronted them directly, not yet. I needed time to get my head straight first. Someone asked about my dad's situation. He's actually fine financially, just plays mediator. The craziest part? My phone's been blowing up nonstop. There's a family emergency meeting this weekend that I'm supposed to attend. Should I go and face them or keep my distance for now? Then Dylan showed up at my apartment. What's this game you're playing? He demanded, pushing past me into my living room. Mom's having anxiety attacks because of you. I stayed by the open door. There's no game, Dylan. I'm just not giving you money anymore. This is about Amber's party, isn't it? Jess showed you something. He paced around my tiny living room in his fresh-out-the-box Jordans that probably cost half my car payment. Whatever you think you heard was a joke, okay? We were just playing around. I know exactly what I heard. You called me your piggy bank and bragged about manipulating me. That's not, he sputtered, his face going red. You're twisting things. After everything we've done for you? That's when I lost it. Done for me? Name one thing, Dylan. One single thing you've done for me in the past 5 years besides ask for money. He couldn't answer. Get out of my apartment. You can't be serious right now. We're family. No, I'm your ATM. There's a difference. And this ATM is permanently out of service. Now get out before I call the cops. You've changed, he said. Like, it was the worst insult. Thank God for that, I replied, closing the door behind him. That night, I got to work. I pulled bank statements, compiled screenshots of text messages begging for money, made spreadsheets of every loan that was never repaid. Then I wrote an email. Mom and Dylan, I've attached documentation of the $67,432 I've given you over the past 4 years. This doesn't include birthday gifts, Christmas presents, or the times I've picked up checks at restaurants. I've come to understand that in this family, I'm valued primarily as a source of income. I've heard you refer to me as your piggy bank and witnessed you laughing about manipulating me for money. Effective immediately, I am no longer available for financial support of any kind. Any future requests will be ignored. I suggest you both learn to live within your means, as I've been forced to do while supporting you. Do not contact me about money again. I hit send, then went to the family group chat and wrote, just so everyone's clear on why I'm suddenly being selfish, I've been financially supporting Mom and Dylan for years while they mock me behind my back and call me their piggy bank. I'm done. If anyone has questions, I have receipts. Then I blocked everyone. Not forever, maybe, but I needed space. The first week was hard. Guilt is a powerful drug, and I'd been addicted for years. But by week 2, something amazing happened. I realized I had an extra $2,000 in my account that would normally be gone. I started looking at apartments with actual bedrooms, plural. I researched vacation packages. I even called about small business loans because I've always dreamed of opening a little cafe. Meanwhile, through mutual friends, I heard the fallout was nuclear. Mom had to downsize her apartment. Dylan had to, gasp, get a real job at Target. Relatives were shocked to learn I'd been bankrolling them for years. The piggy bank video somehow got shared more widely. Wasn't me, I swear. And now Mom's getting side-eye at family gatherings. Update. Thanks for the awards, kind strangers. Reading your stories in the comments makes me feel less alone. Many of you asked about my career. I'm in software sales, and honestly, I'm good at it. That's why I could support them for so long. About confronting them. Dylan came to my apartment and it got ugly fast. He denied everything, even though I've literally seen the video. My therapist says their gaslighting is textbook. Speaking of which, yes, I finally started therapy. But here's what's keeping me up at night. My cousin's wedding is next month. The whole family will be there. Do I go and hold my head high or skip it to avoid the drama? 3 months later, I signed a lease on a gorgeous 2-bedroom with a balcony. I bought furniture that didn't come from IKEA. I started putting money into my 401k again. I booked a solo trip to Costa Rica for next spring. The family still tried, reaching out. Mom sent birthday cards with long guilt trip messages. Dad called with concerns about her health. Dylan switched between rage texts and pathetic apologies depending on the day. I maintained radio silence with all of them. Aunt Lisa, the only one I still talked to, kept me updated. She said Mom was telling everyone I'd had some kind of psychotic break and was throwing away my family over a misunderstanding. Meanwhile, she'd had to get a part-time job at Macy's, and it was killing her feet to stand all day at her age. Dylan had been through 3 jobs already, getting fired from each for attendance issues. He'd moved in with our cousin temporarily, but was close to wearing out his welcome there too. Honestly, not my problem anymore. 6 months in, I was thriving. I'd paid off my credit cards. I'd joined a kickboxing gym, something I'd always wanted to try but couldn't afford. I'd started dating again after a 2-year drought because I finally had the energy and confidence. Last week, I ran into my mom at Trader Joe's. Complete accident. I turned down the frozen food aisle, and there she was, comparing prices on store-brand cereal. She looked older, tired. Her hair wasn't freshly colored, like usual. She didn't have her designer purse. For a split second, I felt that familiar pang of guilt. Then she saw me, and her expression changed instantly. Eyes widening, posture straightening, a smile spreading across her face like she'd just spotted a winning lottery ticket. "Sweetheart," she exclaimed, moving toward me for a hug. "I've been so worried. Your father and I have been beside ourselves." I stepped back. "Hi, Mom." "We need to talk," she said, lowering her voice to a conspiratorial whisper. "This has gone on long enough. Whatever you think you heard or saw, families fight. That's what we do. But we always come back together." I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time I saw clearly. This woman had never seen me as a daughter. I was a resource, a solution to her problems, a piggy bank. "I have to go," I said simply. "Wait!" She grabbed my cart. "Things have been so hard. Dylan lost another job and the landlord raised the rent again. If you could just help out temporarily?" "No." She blinked, surprised by the firmness in my voice. "I'm not giving you any more money. Not now, not ever. But we're family," she said. Like that explained everything. "No, Mom. You're an adult who needs to solve her own problems. I'm an adult who's finally living her own life. Those two things don't have to intersect anymore." I walked away feeling lighter than I had in years. That night, I sat on my new balcony with a glass of wine, watching the sunset over the city. My phone dinged with another message from Dylan, something about being evicted if I didn't help, but I didn't even open it. Instead, I opened my laptop and finalized the business plan for my cafe. I had a meeting with the bank next week about a small business loan. I had a date tomorrow night with a guy who seemed genuinely interested in me, not what I could do for him. I had a future that was finally, truly mine. Update. I honestly didn't expect this post to blow up like this. Your comments have been giving me life to answer the most common questions. Yes, I did end up going to my cousin's wedding. I wore a killer red dress and had an amazing time. Several relatives actually apologized to me after hearing the whole story. As for my cafe plans, the loan got approved. I'm opening a cozy little spot downtown in 3 months. My mom, she's still struggling but slowly figuring things out without my money. And no, I haven't unblocked Dylan yet. The peace in my life right now is worth more than any family obligation. Thanks for writing this journey with me, Reddit. Sometimes you have to put yourself first to find happiness, and I finally did. The truth is, cutting off my family financially wasn't just about money. It was about reclaiming my worth. For years, I'd measured my value by how much I could sacrifice for others. Now I know better. Some days I still feel guilty. That's normal, my therapist says. 31 years of conditioning doesn't disappear overnight. But those moments pass quicker each time. Yesterday, I passed a big milestone. I made the down payment on a commercial lease for my cafe. It's a tiny spot with big windows and great foot traffic. The previous owner was retiring, so I got all the equipment included. In 6 weeks, Rise and Grind will be open for business, serving the best lavender lattes in town. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if Jess hadn't sent me that video. Would I still be draining my accounts to fill their bottomless needs? Would I still be putting my dreams on indefinite hold? Probably. And that's the scariest thought of all. So here's my advice. If you're in a similar boat, pay attention to those joking comments, those slip-ups when people tell you who they really are. Notice how you feel when your phone rings and their name pops up. Ask yourself if you're someone's daughter, son, sibling, friend, or just their piggy bank. And if you're the latter, walk away. Life's too short to be nothing but someone else's. ATM. As for me, I'm happier than I've ever been. My apartment feels like home. My business is about to launch. I'm dating a great guy who insists on paying his own way. I'm planning that Costa Rica trip for real now. Mom and Dylan. Last I heard through the family grapevine, they're struggling but surviving. Mom's still at Macy's. Dylan's bouncing between friends' couches. They've started hitting up other relatives for cash, but word has spread, and no one's biting. Their emergency is no longer my emergency. Their poor planning is no longer my crisis. Their life is no longer my responsibility. And my money, it's finally mine. Next month is the 1-year anniversary of my financial freedom. I'm thinking of framing that spreadsheet of everything I paid, my $67,230 independence fee. Expensive, but worth every penny, because now I know the most valuable thing I can bank on is myself.